Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 3 of Disney WTF, where we talk about what's the fuss about Disney. I'm Richie, and I'm here with my partner in crime. My partner in good deeds, because we don't commit crimes, Lori. And I'm a Disney hater. She's a Disney lover, but somehow we figured out a way to make this relationship work. Yeah.
Very good.
Nailed it.
Only 2 takes.
2 takes. This is take number 2. Anyway, so to the show. What are we talking about?
Well, what did you bring up to me earlier today that you wanted to know what the fuss was?
Yes, so I wanted to know what the fuss, like WTF, who is Walt Disney himself? I wanted to know more about this guy that has created this masterpiece of what we know as Disney.
What do you think of when you think of Walt Disney? Like, not parks, but the man.
The man himself?
Mm-hmm.
I just think of cartoons.
Yeah?
Yeah, cartoons, really.
And why do cartoons come to mind, though?
Because that's how, like you think of what Disney is, it's like you think of cartoons.
Okay. Do you think of him as an entrepreneur?
Well, I've never thought about that, but that's a good point, yes. He obviously has to be an entrepreneur. He created that business. Mm-hmm. Yeah, interesting. Okay.
And I know that you kind of think of yourself also as an entrepreneur.
Yeah, trying.
So something that I really think that you'll appreciate about him is the fact that he really kind of is considered an entrepreneur because of all that he has created. Nice. And early in life, he really did struggle through getting his feet off the ground and really trying to make it himself in an industry that even back then seemed very, very difficult and very competitive. Mm-hmm. So what do you think about that?
Well, it's pretty cool because, right now I'm into looking at like Steve Jobs and Gary Vaynerchuk and like all these, moguls in industries of today's technology and how they're, basically all these crazy entrepreneurs. So it is definitely something I've really never thought about as looking up to someone like Walt Disney to create this crazy thing of Disney as being like an entrepreneur. So that's pretty cool.
And I think that a lot of the things that he has done, even posthumously, just the influence that he's had on Disney parks and the Disney industry and the entertainment industry as a whole, I think that you can really get on board of and actually take away to the businesses that you try to create. Yeah. So something that he always tried to do was to never stop innovating.
Okay, cool.
So, and that's something that can be translated into a lot of different industries. Yeah. And which again, I think really appeals to you because you try to spread yourself across a lot of different types of things and industries.
That's true. It definitely, everything that, even when Apple or Steve Jobs, I should say, started getting involved with Disney, I think what I was reading when I read the Steve Jobs book, it was talking a lot about how Disney was trying to be like innovative and doing things like that. So I can definitely see that was part of like the culture of what Disney is and what maybe Walt Disney tried to instill on people.
Mm-hmm. And something that I did want to tell you and see how you felt about this. The idea for Disneyland, which was the first park, it's in California, which we did discuss a little bit earlier.
Yes.
It's Disneyland is in California. Okay. The idea came from when he was actually out playing with his daughters. They were on a carousel and he was sitting on a bench just watching them go around. And he was thinking to himself, why isn't there something out there where children and their parents can go to and have a great time together?
Gotcha. So was there, I guess it's a hard question to ask, but was there nothing like Disney before Disney came?
No, there wasn't.
That's pretty cool.
And it's interesting because he saw the need for it and he did it.
So his inspired by his daughter.
Yes.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. And he created this, basically he created a revolution on the theme park industry. Yeah. Because there were other parks, that had roller coasters and rides that people could go to, but this really took the word theme in theme park to a whole new level.
Interesting. Is his daughter still alive?
I believe
we gotta find out who that is. Anyway,
I think she runs the Walt Disney Foundation.
Oh, nice.
But I'm not 100% sure.
Cool. We'll look that up. We'll get back to you.
We'll get back to you. So yeah, and he always said that Disneyland itself would never be finished. So even after...
It's going to blow my mind. Don't tell me that.
He said that Disneyland would never be finished as long as Imagination existed.
That's so crazy because, so much of what I think about, what I do, like it's always about like striving for or trying to get to this ultimate goal, but like at the same time realizing that you'll never get there. Mm-hmm. So it's like, I guess he really also put that into the what is Disney, is that the parks will never be finished, because that's just the way everything is in life. Like, it's so crazy.
And another thing that he always liked to say is, we keep moving forward.
Yeah.
Keep moving forward.
Yeah.
And again, that's just, it's something that's so relevant to any type of entrepreneur, anybody who's trying to set out in any goal, school, work, family, whatever.
Yeah.
And he always said that, keep moving forward.
Awesome. That's really cool. And he's pretty cool. I really should probably start looking more into him and seeing maybe like his business ways. Maybe I'll learn some stuff.
Here's something fun that I don't know how you'll feel about, but I'm interested to get your feedback on.
Mm-hmm.
So he was still alive when he first thought of bringing Disney to Florida.
Mm-hmm.
So they called it the Florida Project. The thing that he said was the most important part of the Florida Project was actually EPCOT.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? Do you know?
Well, he called it, so EPCOT, it stands for the Experimental Prototype Community of Tomorrow.
What?
EPCOT.
I had no idea. I thought it was just like a name. Like, I thought you just came, it was like, yeah, let's call it EPCOT. YOLO, EPCOT.
If only.
Yeah, cool, okay.
And it was, in its very, very early stages, EPCOT was going to be a community where you would literally live at. It was supposed to be like a utopian community. This is where we live, work, play, the whole 9 yards.
Really?
Yeah. So, I mean, think about the name, Experimental Prototype Community of Tomorrow.
Oh my God. I hope whoever's listening, you should know that. Because if you're like a Disney fan, if not, like, how crazy is that?
They know it.
Okay, good. Because that's a crazy fact. Oh my God. We're posting it on Instagram. Which, by the way, we're on Instagram at DisneyWTF.radio. And we're on YouTube and SoundCloud. And we're trying to get on iTunes still.
We're all over the place. Anyways, so yeah, but it's interesting that he thought that this was really the cornerstone of bringing the whole industry to Florida.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always thought that was interesting, because I think it really speaks to the type of person that he was. It wasn't, there was going to be Magic Kingdom, which was the park that opened first in Orlando.
Yeah. And
then Epcot opened second.
I mean, I'm sorry, but I feel like it's such a crazy thing about Epcot. I have so many friends, like all my boys go to Epcot and like, oh yeah, let's go drink around the world. And it's really, really cool. Now I'm like, dude, you have no idea what Epcot is. Like, you have no idea. I can't wait to tell them. I hope they're all going to see this and find out like, wow, Epcot is like what it like was supposed to be and what it is now. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it really is. The evolution that an idea can take.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I mean, that just goes with anything in life. Everything kind of evolves, right?
Yeah.
So.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Can you imagine living in Epcot? I would love it.
I bet you would.
I would definitely live in Japan.
Yeah. That's so crazy though. Cool. All right, Epcot.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Those are just a few fun facts that I thought you would appreciate as where you are in your life.
Yeah.
And
no, it's definitely something.
Maybe some of the philosophies that you can take and some of the ideas. Yeah. What questions do you have for me?
I don't have any questions for you because my mind is still blown about Epcot and what it was about to be. That's so crazy.
And something that I think that is also worth mentioning, so Walt did die before anything in Florida was actually finished.
Mm-hmm.
But even today, they try to keep his vision. Like, what would Walt do?
So he never saw it opened?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, he died in 1966, I believe, from lung cancer.
Yeah.
And
was he a smoker?
He was a heavy smoker.
Really?
Yeah.
I wonder how he felt about the smoking sections in Disney.
I mean, well, you mean now or like?
Yeah, like because they were created now. I'm not sure if they had smoking sections before.
Oh, probably. Oh. Because in the 1950s, smoking was considered healthy. Or not considered unhealthy, and I believe there were ads that, improve this part of your life by smoking.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I don't think that, because now smoking is restricted at Disney. So I'm wondering like how he felt about the restrictions, if he was even alive when the restrictions happened, that like you could only smoke in this area of Disney. Being a chronic smoker.
Well, he'd probably be on board with it now, with all the medical advances we've had. Yeah, I'm maybe. Sure. Anyway. But yeah, so Magic Kingdom didn't open until 1971. But yeah, even through all the development of the Disney enterprises, he is always kept in mind. Mm-hmm. And is this something that Walt would do?
Yeah, that's really cool. So. Well, I sure did learn a lot. I don't know if you guys did, but I think that was a like solid, informative piece about Walt himself.
And you understand what's the fuss about Walt?
I do understand WTF about Walt. Yes, I do. Anyway, so I think that's it for this episode. We're gonna go ahead and hopefully put a link somewhere around here that you can subscribe to, and possibly another link somewhere down here or here where you can check out our other videos.
Or maybe it's over here.
Who knows?
Okay.
It'll be a fun surprise. Take care. Bye.
Thank you for listening.